Followership. We're going to talk today about followership. This is a topic that's not really talked a lot about in today's society. In fact, when I looked up followership YouTube videos, there wasn't many videos about this topic. I would either find them in the category of dancing, how to be a good follower when it came to dancing, or I would find it in another category of military, being in the military, how to be a good follower in the military. Then I got into a lot of videos of how to build up your followership, right? So it wasn't a lot about followership, and I want to talk today about this very powerful role, a very important role, a role that is not talked a lot about today in today's society. When my kids were going through their high school years, they would attend within their extracurriculars, they would attend leadership camps, leadership seminars, leadership clinics, but there wasn't anything about followership. And as we are living our adult lives, we're going to be, some roles we're going to be a leader in, right? Some roles we're going to be a follower in, right? I mean, the most important role that we play on this earth, right, that we have on this earth is being a follower of Christ. And being a follower is something that we really need to know how to do, and we know how to do it well. So let's get real. I mean, what are some of the lies that the enemy throws at us as, the cons of being a follower, right? Let's get real, let's get truthful, right? I mean, followers are not as important. Followers are not as successful. Followers are less influential. And when we think about the most prominent stories, the most well-known stories from the Bible, they're stories from followers. When you think about the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, this is a story of followers who did not follow their king, Nebuchadnezzar, because he was asking them to do something that was very unethical. Another powerful story of a followership was the story of David and Goliath. David was a follower, and he displayed this amazing, courageous acts of faith that day when he allowed God to use him as the instrument to take down this massive giant, Goliath. And so there's something to say, there's something to be said here for followership. There's truth that we need to glean from the followership that we play in different aspects of our lives. And so, let's look today at some followers who said no to their king. Their king was King Saul, and he was on this serial killing spree. He was changing, and he was this very different man than what he once was in his younger years. And he was on this serial killing spree. And there were individuals, followers, that said no to him. What did they say no to? Did they say no to their jobs and tasks that they did on a daily basis for him? No, it wasn't anything like that. These people were followers, and they obeyed him. They always did their tasks. like they were supposed to do, with no supervision. They did it with 100% obedience, allegiance, support for their leader, King Saul, until they were asking them to do something unethical. These followers said, no, I am not going to partake in this serial killing spree. They put their lives in danger. There was backlash for them saying no, but they were like, I am not going to do this. I am not. Who were the people who said no to King Saul that day? Jonathan. Jonathan was not only a soldier who worked for King Saul, but Jonathan was biologically related to his leader. He was the biological son of King Saul. He said no to his dad. The other person that said no, Michal. Michal is the biological daughter of King Saul. In fact, she was the wife of David. And she said, no, I'm not helping you out with this. Who were the other people who said no? Saul's soldiers. The soldiers that King Saul asked them to kill all of the priests, 85 priests, everybody in the land of Nob. Those soldiers stood up to their king. They said no. Who else said no? Saul's armor bearer. In the very end of Saul's story, you can see that his armor bearer said no to him. His armor bearer, Saul was wanting his armor bearer to kill him. And he was out on battlefield, he was injured, and he asked his armor bearer to finish him off. And his armor bearer said, no, I'm not going to do this. And so we look today at these courageous men and women of God who did not say yes to something that was evil, unethical, and how they were very courageous in standing up to King Saul. So what are the pros of followership? There's so many pros. There's less responsibility. There's less stress. You don't have a lot of decisions you have to make like you do as a leader. And a leader, you have to take everybody into account when you're making decisions. You're working for, something that is bigger than yourself. But the most powerful pro in being a follower is that you have the amazing capability of getting the leader back on track with their Heavenly Father. These people that said no to King Saul were being used by God as instruments to get Saul back on track with his Heavenly Father. And he ignored time and time and time again. That is the amazing power in followership. So let us remember how powerful followership is. We can be used as tools to get our leader back on track with our Heavenly Father. That is my spiritual food for you to munch on the rest of the week. I can't wait to see you next time.